What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Evan, and you know Mob's up to no good. So I got a little module that I want to bring to your attention, and I might actually want to throw it in the garbage because that little thing can be such a little trickery. So let me grab it and show you what I mean. What's going on, you guys? So we're here at the Jeep SRT8, and what I have here is the ESIM module. This is the Evaporative System Integrity module, and it is pretty common on pretty much all platforms, including the Jeeps, the Rams, the Chryslers, the what other vehicle uses this system. It's common. You can see this being changed on all vehicles. Like I said, the Jeeps, Chryslers, the Hemis, you name it. They're notorious for using this little module here, and it is common for it to fail and go bad. It could throw a ton of codes, and it could be a nightmare trying to figure out what the issue is on your EVAP system, and particularly mine. I have here a hopefully I could bring it open and show you guys what I had. So it was pretty much a P0. Let's look at the vehicle history. This was a P0455 evaporative emission system large leak, and I'm pretty sure that this is the issue. I did change the purge valve after noticing a very small leak probably a year or so ago, and I did go with a standard motor product from Rock Auto. So this has been changed. I also did test it not too long ago to make sure it was working properly. But let's bring the camera in and show you. I got two boxes here. These are the new modules. I bought two of them just to make sure if it is common for the inner design to look the same, because this one here has a single cylinder, this one here has a double cylinder. I'll bring the camera in and then you guys can figure out what exactly it is that I'm talking about. What's going on, you guys? And as you guys can tell, we're underneath the hood of the Jeep SRT8, and what you guys see right now are two modules, and I went ahead and bought two of them from Amazon because I wasn't sure if this is how these modules come from the factory or from the manufacturing plant that they are designed and built. So as you guys can tell, it looks like it is better designed than the one that's sitting over here. This is a single weight here with a spring tension that closes, and every time it closes it tells the ECM if there's an actual leak or anything of that sort. I will explain that a little bit later. And pretty much just wanted to make sure that the part that I ordered, this is how they come, and I'm not installing the wrong one on the vehicle. So this is how they come. So they're a lot better designed. There's no rattling, even though the rattling here is supposedly normal. These do leak. And so yeah, a lot better design. This is from a company called Autel Scanner, but pretty much you guys can tell that this is a lot better design. So this will hold up a lot better, this will perform a lot better, and this should fix the issue instantly. So I just bought two of them just to confirm that this is in fact how these parts come from the manufacturing plant or from the place that they are you know, built and designed. So yeah, I like this a lot better. So yeah, you guys, so let's move over here and explain how this works. So it says here the PCM, hopefully you guys can see. All right, we'll leave it like this. This is a lot better. It says the PCM, actually I'll explain it to you guys. It says the PCM uses the ESIM in several conditions. First, when the vehicle is running, the EVAP system is pressurized due to natural vapor pressures, obviously, in the fuel tank. If the EVAP system is sealed, the pressure overcomes the spring tension in the diaphragm, which is the one that you guys saw over here. There's a diaphragm there. You guys can, right, oh, we just had it right there, that orange, hopefully right there, that orange piece. Damn, let me see if I could get it in light. But you guys get the point. Yeah, so there's a diaphragm in there. I think you can see it right here. Anyways, so it closes the diaphragm close to, it says overcomes the spring tension in the diaphragm to close the contacts in the switch. When the switch closes, the PCM recognizes that the system is sealed and passes the test. Let me actually put the light up. Okay. Second, when the engine is off after running, it operates. Hold on. Second, when the engine is shut off after running at operating temperature, the PCM performs a small test. As the engine cools, the EVAP system builds vacuum, and the vacuum overcomes the spring tension in the diaphragm to close the contacts in the switch. If the PCM does not recognize the voltage change from the switch at the appropriate conditions, it will set one of the following. So the following codes are P0440, P0441, P0452, P0455, P0456, P0457. So I'll put this up on the board for you guys to see up on the video. I mean, but pretty much, yeah, this thing can go bad, and it's no good. So what I want to bring to your attention, before you guys do anything, you obviously want to test your system. You have the purge valve here. You can actually disconnect this, and I'm going to try to do that with one hand and show you how you can do this. All right, you guys, so pretty much have the purge valve removed, so I'm going to show you guys what you can do. So basically, using your smoke machine components, you can pretty much just remove one of the hoses from here, for example, and you can hook it up to either the top or the bottom, and you can check to see with your smoke machine if you have smoke coming out of one of these ports. So you can either put on the top one or the bottom one, but you also want to test to make sure that this is actually activating. So you can put one side of your power probe, if you have a power probe, on one of these two contacts here. You can put it on either the left or the right, and then with using your power probe, just activate 12 volts and see if smoke is coming out of it when you connect it to either one of these two ports. Just be mindful, you don't cause the diaphragm in here to explode or go kaput. So yeah, you can check to see if it's actually actuating. You can also use one of those handheld brake bleeder vacuum pumps. Mine is not working. It's actually bleeding off air, or pressure I should say. So you can actually hook it up, I believe. Which one would that be? Is it the top one, sucking vacuum? So I believe you can do I'm not sure if it's the top one or the bottom one. You guys would figure it out. I don't know which one it was that I installed the hose to, but you can use a handheld brake bleeder vacuum pump. You can attach it to one of these, and you can see if it's holding vacuum. If it's holding vacuum, it's working. But you can also check to see if the diaphragm is opening and closing under 12 volts. So always check this. Just because you have a P0455 doesn't mean that it could always be this issue here. You can have actually a sticking purge valve, or it could be that the purge valve is no good, it's leaking air, or it could be sticking it in here and there, or it could be possible that the purge valve you installed, if you've replaced this previously, could be that the part you installed is causing a false P0455 code. So it does happen where you install a certain part on a vehicle, and just that part is just causing the issue. It has nothing to do with if it's working or not. Sometimes just certain brands work better in certain vehicles, and certain other brands work better in other vehicles. So for example, if this was a Bosch unit, maybe this Bosch unit doesn't work well with the Jeeps. Maybe this works well with Dorman. You know what I mean? So just be mindful. Always check your components. Don't just throw parts at it. So I already knew that this was an issue a year ago. I tested it, and we had a small leak coming out of one of these ports here, I believe. So I replaced it with a standard motor product from Rock Auto. So this is fairly new. This still works. And then let me put this to the side. All right, you guys. So as you guys can tell, we have the hose hooked up to the hose that goes to the gas tank and all the way up until the gas cap area. So this will basically allow you to fill smoke all the way into your gas tank, and then from all the lines from the gas tank up until that filter. And then also you'll be able to tell if your gas cap is leaking, your fuel filler neck is leaking, or anything of that nature. So this is where you want to attach your hose. Obviously my machine's not on because I already tested the system off camera, and I know for a fact that my gas tank is not leaking, specifically the seal around it, where you attach that ring to hold the fuel pump down on your gas tank. So that's not leaking for me, so I tested that. I also tested the fuel filler neck. We don't have a leak there. My gas cap is not leaking as well. So now everything underneath the vehicle is not leaking. You can also activate it through your scan tool, and you can actually go ahead and close the this system here to allow you to fill the whole entire system, so you're not just bleeding smoke out into the atmosphere and you cannot conduct your smoke machine tests correctly. So I'm not going to show you on my Autel scanner because everybody is using a different scanner. So my way of using it on Autel may be different from your top down or whatever scanner you're using. So you'll have to figure out how to close it through your scan tool if you have one just like this, and you'll know if it's leaking through here. If you have a leak in the gas tank area, specifically the seal around the ring that holds the fuel pump down to the gas tank, or if your fuel filler neck is leaking, or if you have a bad gas cap, or it could be the seal around the gas cap. So you want to do these tests first to eliminate any other causes for this code. Don't just go ahead and just say, okay, it's this issue here, which, you know, 9 out of 10 times it could be. But you also want to check, like I said, you want to check first your purge valve. Then you want to fill up your system and make sure you don't have any leaks going all the way down to your gas tank, and then all the way up to your fuel filler, and then to the gas cap. So let's go there for a sec. What's going on, you guys? So we're in the back of the vehicle, and what I want to bring to your attention is this gas cap. Actually, the first thing everybody should do, especially when you have indication on the dashboard where it says check gas cap, or you have a P0455, always check your gas cap. That's probably the easiest thing you could do. Like I said, check to make sure the gas cap doesn't have any cracks in the plastic, nothing noticeable with your naked eye or with the naked eye. And then if you feel like the gas cap is doing okay and it's fine, what you can do is actually just replace the seal. Over time the seal does go bad and it could collapse. You can find this online on Amazon. They do sell it. You can just slap a new one on, call it a day. Or you can just buy a brand new gas cap. It depends where you buy it from, and you can just put it on, and that will ensure you that you don't have any leaks coming from the gas cap. All right, you guys, so pretty much what I want to bring to your attention now is if you guys are unable to close the valve with your scan tool, what you can do just to see where exactly the leak is coming from, you can actually just plug it up and you can test to see if you actually have smoke coming out of the seal around the ring, or the seal around the ring where the gas tank goes down and seats into, the fuel pump seats into the gas tank, and then you'll be able to tell if you have an actual leak. So you can actually close this and you can test to see if you have smoke coming out of your gas tank. If that's the issue, then you have a bad seal. Could be that you need to replace the fuel pump as well. So you can actually do this. I just want to show you what ways you can do it. So you can close this off and test to see if you have smoke coming out. You can also do it the other way and leave this here. And actually, let's go to the back. All right, you guys, so with this plugged up, what you can do is just basically just take this as part of the smoke machine components that comes with it, and you can just close this valve here, pump it up a couple of times, push through smoke through here, through this hose here, and you can test, I believe, from this section all the way up into the gas tank, whether or not you have a leak somewhere between here and the gas tank. You can check to see if your fuel filler neck is actually leaking smoke. You can check to see if this vent valve is also leaking, specifically the O-ring, or if there's smoke coming out of this or the canister, or maybe there's a hole in the canister. That could also be a possibility. Also, on the gas tank, you may have an issue where the seal around the ring that holds the fuel pump down to the gas tank is leaking. Could be that your gas tank has a hole in it, or has a rot on it, or has rotted out, and all sorts of issues. So I'm just giving you the endless possibilities of what it could be. The best thing you can do is just smoke test your vehicle to make sure you have no smoke coming out of anywhere. If it's not coming out of anywhere, then you know that you have no issues with the system, and the system is sealed, and that you have some sort of component that has gone bad. All right, you guys, so it's not actually the prettiest view under here. I'm trying to get this installed. Hold on one sec. Hold on. There you go, you guys. So hopefully you guys can see. My bad. I'm just trying to install this. Show you how it goes in. Oh, shoot. All right, yeah, it goes like this. All right. Yeah, I believe. Yep, it installs like that. Okay, good. It clicked in place. So yeah, you gotta, it's gotta go on an angle. All right, you guys, so it's in. Lubricated the O-ring with some the electrical grease. We're gonna put this hose back on. Nice, and push it back. There we go. That's it. There we go. Yep, that's fine. Attach the cable. Sorry, you guys. Sorry, you guys. Alright, you guys. Alright, you guys. So it's been installed. So it goes in on an angle. Make sure the hose is on. Put the clip back on. And I also lubricated the O-ring. If yours is bad, you can also replace it. It did come with a brand new O-ring, but I'm reusing the old one since it sits a lot better. I like that design better. So mine wasn't actually leaking the O-ring. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Make sure the hose is pushed on and it's nice and flush. And that's it. You should be good to go. All right, you guys, so we ended up finishing the install on the Dorman EVAP valve, or ESIM in this case, which is 310218. I'm sorry about the view in the back or underneath the vehicle. I know it wasn't the greatest of views, but we had to install it. So we installed it, we plugged everything up, we attached the connector, and everything is good. Now I did put a little bit of dielectrical grease around the O-ring that was there from previous. I know the new one has one or comes with one, but I ended up just staying and using the old one. Just put a little bit of dielectrical grease and that was it. It wasn't leaking, but I'm going to keep this one just in case. And pretty much the code has already been cleared, or I cleared it actually 2 days ago. That's when the code popped on the dash, but I ended up clearing it, and I actually drove the car yesterday and it was working just fine. But we actually changed it anyways because I knew the issue was that. So anyways, with that being installed or that being done, what I want to just basically sum everything up for you guys is whenever you guys have an EVAP code, you want to go ahead and smoke test the machine. Smoke test your vehicle to make sure you eliminate any possibilities of the smoke leaking somewhere else or leaking into something else. You know what I mean? So it could be sometimes these EVAP lines, the lines do go bad or do go brittle over time through, you know, hot, cold, and whatnot, so they become brittle over time and they do tend to crack. Sometimes you have metal lines, and sometimes the metal lines get rusted and they may leak fumes. Another thing, or another case, is where the seal around the gas tank, specifically where the ring goes on top of the gas tank, that actually may go bad and may leak. Or it could be a possibility where you have a bad fuel pressure sensor, which has gone bad, is not reading the correct pressure in the gas tank. You also want to check to make sure, in this case, the EVAP valve is not, you want to just make sure the EVAP valve is working properly. If it's not working properly, then you know this is an issue. Sometimes the O-ring can leak. You also want to check the fuel filler to make sure your fuel filler doesn't have any cracks in it. So if it's plastic or metal, you want to make sure it's not rusted out, or if it's plastic, doesn't have cracks and it's leaking. And then lastly, you want to just check your gas cap. It's as simple as that. You want to make sure the O-ring hasn't gone bad, and you want to make sure that there's nothing on there visibly that you can see that could potentially cause a leak. So like I said, you guys, you need to have a smoke machine. You want to smoke test the machine, and you also want to use your scan tool to view live data, and also use it to actuate and open and close certain valves, like the purge valve up here. You also want to check that as well. I did forget to mention that, but yeah, you want to check your purge valve, make sure that's not sticking in intermittently. You also want to make sure it's not leaking air, and you want to make sure you get a good quality brand. Some brands work well with certain vehicles, some others don't. So yeah, just check to make sure, and just, you know, just do a process of elimination. Just take it one step at a time and check it out, and it should be simple. EVAP codes should not be difficult to find. They're very easy. They're very easy to find if you know what you're doing, have an idea, and just, you know, can basically pinpoint what exactly is going on. So I know it's enough of me talking. I know I've talked a lot. So just basically, you guys just take your time. And also, last thing, you can read up online. Just Google it. ESIM, Jeep. and you can find a website that has standard motor products, and if you click on it on Google, it'll show you all that I showed you here on the phone, and you can read up on it, and it'll tell you exactly what exactly this valve is, what it does, and things of that nature. But anyways, you guys, I'm gonna go throw this in the garbage, and I'll catch you guys in a bit. All right, you guys, so you know the vibes. I'm out.